Good morning. How are you guys? I hope you guys are having an awesome morning and it's just been great so far. I'm sorry, y'all. I feel like that was sorry. Oh, my morning's been good. My morning has been good. I cannot complain. And even if, and this is what I'm going to say, even if you think you have reason to complain, know that it doesn't. It know that it doesn't do anything. It does absolutely nothing but worry you, but frustrate you, but take you around in circles, waste precious energy that you have that you need for other things. Things may not be going the way that you wanted to go this morning. It may have gotten off to a bad start, but that's okay. It's all right. Do not consume yourself by it. Allow that to just, be in the moment, recognize that that is the case, and that's all right. And you have a reason to be upset. You have a reason to be frustrated. You have a reason to be everything that you may feel. But you have a choice. You have a choice to give into it, or you have a choice to let it go. And I'm urging y'all to let it go. Let it go. You have so much more today. You have so much more to experience, so much more to do, and there's so much more that's waiting on you. You have a lot of beautiful things that will happen today. So don't waste it just because I don't know what time it is there, but either 6 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever time it is, morning, afternoon, or evening, something happened to you that you didn't like. Don't allow for 10 minutes of your day to affect the entire rest of your day that you have. It's not worth it. All right. So I don't know where that came from, but it came. So, I go with it. So we are going to start with praying. Okay. Because I need it. I need it. And if I need it, I know that others do as well. So that's where we're gonna start. And guys, one thing that I've noticed, right? Um, and we're gonna get to this because it's just how everything ties in. But one thing that I've noticed is that here lately, when I've been praying, my mind has been wandering to like other things, and it's easy for me to become distracted. So since that was the case, of course, I examined it. I'm like, why is this happening? That is meaning that I need to get more proficient in the practice of my stillness and the practice of me quieting my mind and the practice of me being able to be still in meditation and really focus. That, oh my goodness. I like when I type, what happens when you fall off the train or fall off? What do you do? I did that because I've fallen off. So that's what we're gonna talk about. That's what we're gonna talk about. So, all right. I am going to start this with prayer. So, dear Lord, thank you for everything that you've done for us, everything that you continue to do for us, Lord. Thank you for just being here, being in us, Thank you for working through us. Thank you for just allowing us to wake up this morning, just have breath in our lungs, and just another day to live out our purpose and walk in our calling, to be able to help others, to be able to love others and love ourselves as we love others, Lord. And thank you that this is a continuous process. And I thank you that we're here today to be able to discuss that process. And hopefully by the end of this, we'll be able to see that we need to give ourselves some grace. But thank you for your grace. Thank you for your mercy. Thank you for always having our backs. And thank you for no matter how far we stray, no matter how many times we hop off the train, no matter how many times we fall off, we're always able to get back on. And you welcome us with open arms, Lord. So I thank you for that. I thank you for always being here. I thank you for being a steady presence. And I just ask that you work through me this morning. I ask that you remove me, as I always pray, remove me so it'd be less of me and more of you. And just here I am, work through me. I am here to be used. And in Jesus' name, amen. So, yeah, here we are. Here we are. So that's one of the things that I've noticed, right? Is that I'll become easily distracted now. And it's not only this is how I want you guys to understand the connection. And I know some, if you don't already understand, right? And even though you already understand, like I already understand, sometimes just because we understand something doesn't mean that we're doing it. It's a difference. So, one of the things that I want us to not only understand is to and beyond that understand and do is to get that connection between the mind and our actions. That if you're not able to and you're not working to get into the position of where you're able to still and quiet your mind, you're doing yourself a disservice. So if you're noticing that your mind is racing when you're trying to pray, or when you're trying to be present and in the moment for your family, when you're trying to focus on something, if your mind is thinking about other things that you aren't currently doing and you aren't currently in, you have work to do. So that's one of the things for me is that when I notice that, and I am praying and I'm doing my devotions and I'm doing my meditation and my mind is wandering, then I've got to bring it, I've got to come back. I've got to work on that, because outside of that period of meditation and everything is where it transfers to me in real life, right? So whether it be where being present, it's not that's not necessarily a problem for me now, of where I am actually able to be present. But that took time. But being present with my family, but it does still sometimes happen of where I'm trying to be there and I'm thinking about the things that I still have to get done. I'm thinking about stuff that's going to happen tomorrow, or I think that's going to happen tomorrow, or things that happened, yesterday, things that I haven't gotten to on my to-do list. I'm thinking about all these things. So sometimes that does happen. But as far as my goals and the things that I want to do and the things that I'm working towards, it's where I've noticed within this past, and it's really been, y'all know I pray that prayer, right? That if I don't trust you, put me in situations that make me trust you. And whoo, I can tell you this, it works. Okay. I've been put I've been put in some situations. I've been put in some situations, and a lot has been revealed. And through that, right, one of the things is that distraction. And so, since actually I prayed that prayer, I've noticed that I have become easily distracted. I become less focused. Um, I've been concerning myself with things that I shouldn't be concerning myself about. I mean, with. And it all comes back, for me, it comes back to trust. And that's exactly what I prayed about. Said, if I don't trust you, tell me why. And, well, show me why and put me in situations that make me trust you. So that's been happening. That's been happening. And so it's revealed a lot to me. But I also notice that when those things are revealed, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, man, I'm doing this again. Ah, I thought you got over this. Man, I'm telling you, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do this. Man, Christina, you just can't get it together. Oh my gosh. Why is this an issue? Why aren't you getting it? What is wrong with you? It's like, then that is what I noticed is it starts going into this spiral, this downward spiral. And now I'm in a state of where I'm condemning myself for not getting it and for having fallen off of this train, and the fact that now I have to get back on. And so, I'm just an outsider looking in when this is all happening. And it occurred to me is just, man, sometimes when we make mistakes, right? And we are headed towards our goals and we're trying to do different things and we've got all this stuff planned and things don't go the way that they should. And it's not necessarily an exterior reason why, it's an interior reason why. And we know that if we would have done this, then probably, because you never know for sure, but probably this would have happened. And this would have been better had I been more focused, had I done this, had I done that. And sometimes it'll be where, well, I should have done it. I should have done that. I should have done this. And we shoot ourselves to death. And we are not very nice to ourselves sometimes. And what I've noticed, and that was in my prayer just now, is just so when that downward spiral started happening, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, calm that down. So I went and I just needed some time by myself because I'm like, whoa, my mind is just going everywhere. And that also was indicative of the fact that in my devotion period and when I'm trying to steal my mind is jumping all over the place. If your mind is jumping all over the place when you're trying to be still, then trust and believe. That is the time that you're observing your mind and you're conscious of what it's doing. So you know that if it's doing it there, when you take it and you're outside of that stillness time and you're moving around, your mind is doing the same exact thing. So if you're not able to control it and to quiet it during that time where you are completely focused on your mind, you're not controlling it, you're not quieting it when things are busy. So your mind is running rampant. And there are thoughts that sometimes go in your mind and are circling in your mind, and you're not even aware of it, but yet you feel it. You feel down, you feel upset, you feel overwhelmed, you feel confused, you feel frustrated, but you don't know why. But you don't know why because those thoughts keep running through your mind and you're not able to pinpoint them because you you haven't continued the work. Or if you were doing the work, that's it. That's what it is. You haven't continued it or you haven't started it. So we're going to need to get back on the work. I need to get back on the work. But that's what I had to do. So I had to remove myself. I'm like, okay, I need to, I need to go, and I need to to get this song out of my head, right? Because this clearly is not right. Like I know that whatever is happening, it's never the right thing to condemn yourself. It's never the right thing to do to sit there and be like, well, you, why did you do that? Oh my goodness, you're stupid. You're this. You never get it. You're not going to get anywhere by doing that. So I had to remove myself, go, and I was just sitting. I was just sitting with myself, and I'm like, okay, it's all right. It's okay. I fell off. So how can we get back on? And I want y'all to know that during that time, and I had ended up praying during that time, and the love that I felt was awesome. It what that reminded me of is that no matter how far we stray, no matter how many times we fall off, and that's why I said that in my prayer, it doesn't matter. God is always there. Like, are you ready? Are you ready now? And open arms of where we can just get back on and, like, okay, I'm back in alignment with you. Let's go. And he's like, let's go. But we are the people who sometimes hold ourselves back from hopping back on the train. It's not that hard. In all actuality, like when you really think about it, it's literally like you were on a train and you fell off. And the thing is, that's different between reality, because usually if you fall off a train, most of the time they're going to keep going until they realize that you dropped off, and then they'll probably stop. On God's train, it's where the moment that you step off, he stops. He knows that you stopped off. I mean, that you fell off, and he's like, "Oh wait, get back on. Come on. I can't do this without you. I'm not doing this without you. I need you. Let's go." And we sit there and we look up at the train, and we look up at him, and we're like, "But I shouldn't have fell off this train. Man, I fell off this train before. This means I'm going to do it again. And this don't make any, oh my gosh, I keep falling off." And you're running around and you're just walking around in circles, and the train is waiting for you. It's like, I'm telling you that it's okay. I'm telling you that it doesn't matter how many times you fall off, I'm still going to be here for you. I'm telling you that I still love you. But yet, when you fall off, you question whether I love you. You question whether I'll be here for you. You question whether I'm mad at you. You question whether you can fulfill your calling. If it's too late, if you haven't done all the right things, you question all these things. And I'm sitting right here like, come on, come on, come to me so I can give you a hug. So that's the part that I want us to realize, is that as easy as it is to fall off, it's 10 times as easy to get back on. All you have to do is make the choice. All you have to do is make the decision. I am going to get back on, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I am going to turn up. I am going to put effort into it. And you know what? I'm going to give myself grace, because the thing is you have God that is here and is willing to extend grace to you, and is here with open arms, and he shows us exactly what to do. But sometimes we don't take that same thing that he does for us and give that to ourselves. We don't extend that same grace. And sometimes we're so hard on ourselves of where we make a mistake and that's it. We're going down that downward spiral. And we think that if we're hard on ourselves and we think that if we sit there and say, well, you did this, why would you do this? That is going to work. That's only going to tear you down, not build you up. So I want y'all to start extending grace and know that the thing is that when y'all, I'm going to keep saying, right? This is a process. And in this process, you are shedding layers of years of being inundated with different things. So whether it's beliefs, whether it's things that you've been taught, whether it doesn't matter. Anything that you're trying to change, it is going to be a process. It is a process. And you've got to understand that if it took you years and years and years to get here, it's not something that all of a sudden you're just going to wake up tomorrow morning and it's just going to be like, oh, now it's gone. I'm a new person. It doesn't work that way. It took years to get you to where you are. So it may take years to get you to where you want to be and to change that. But the first thing is recognition, is to recognize what it is that we want to change. And if that is you and we're having I don't want to say problem, but we're having issues with extending grace and showing ourselves love and really being able to understand that it's okay to make mistakes and being there for ourselves when we fall, as we would if it was our child. If your child did something, made a mistake, I don't think that you would be calling them stupid. I don't think that you would be, why would you, why do you keep doing this? Oh my gosh, you just can't get it. This doesn't make any sense. Maybe you shouldn't be doing this because clearly you stink at it. You like, those wouldn't be the things that you would be telling your child. I would hope that that's not the case. You would say, maybe it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. It's all right. What's important is that you learn from them. That's what's important. It's all right. Come here, give me a hug. That's the thing that you do and would do with your kids. So, why is it so hard for us to do the same for ourselves? That's the thing, that there is still that child inside of us that needs that thing, that needs that love, that needs that encouragement, that needs that boost, that it's okay. It's okay, Christina. It's okay, Naraya. It's okay, Nadal. It's okay. I love you anyway. It's okay to make mistakes. That's what we need in those moments. And that's how we are able to get back into alignment. That's how we're able to not delay the getting back on. That's how we're able not to not stay in the realm of going round and round when God is on the train just waiting for us. That's how we're able to still be here, to be here and to now get back on, and not only just get back on, but be able to move in the manner that we're supposed to move, and to be able to have it where we're walking confidently in our calling. So when we're sitting there, and I want you guys to realize that too, when we're sitting there condemning ourselves and and are super hard on ourselves when we make those mistakes, we're not building up our confidence. So when we do that, the next time, and you've got to think about this with a child. If you would do that with a child, then they would be super careful the next time, right? You're like, oh my gosh, oh, I don't want to do this because mommy is going to go off. Like, I don't want to do this. And if they did do this, you know what they would be telling themselves in their head if they made another mistake? Oh, you're so stupid. Oh my gosh, they would be repeating the same exact things that you told them in their head. So when you do that to yourself, that's the same exact thing that's happening. You're playing, you are that little kid. It's the same thing. So the next time that you go out, so if we do that the first time that we make our mistakes, and then the next time that we go out and we're trying to take our risk, right? And we're trying to do the things that God is calling us, and we're trying to face our fears, and we're trying to do those things and reach our goals, we're going to go a little bit lighter than we did before. And we're going to be tiptoeing just a little bit more because we were so hard on ourselves before. And now we're afraid to make a mistake. But the thing is that you can't possibly walk confidently in your calling and do the things that God is calling you to do if you are afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are a part of the game. It's a part of the process. You are going to make mistakes. But when you make them, that is what makes the difference between you stepping back or falling back and hesitating or running forward. It's you. It's you that makes the difference. It's how you respond to the times that you fall off. So we've got to change that response. We've got to start working on that. And that's a process in and of itself. But we've got to start catching ourselves when we're going down that downward spiral and we're like, well, I don't really like what I'm telling myself. Wait a minute. Hold up. I don't like that. Just like you would anybody else. If anybody were to call you out your name or tell you something bad about yourself or this, that, and the other, try to make you feel bad, hold up. Don't talk to me like that. You wouldn't accept it from anybody else. So why are you accepting it from yourself? It's unacceptable. And that's going to stop today. So I want us to be conscious of what it is that we're telling ourselves and what it is that's playing in our minds and how it's making us feel. So we've got to be conscious of that. We've got to evaluate that. And if it's not making you feel good and you're not liking the things that are going on in your mind, then it's time to change it. It's time to change it. And as simple as, whoa, whoa, whoa. You're not going to talk to me like that. I'm not accepting that. No, don't talk to me like that. Mm-mm. Just like you would anybody else. Tell yourself that. You're not going to talk to me like that. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay that I'm here. I'm here for a reason. And that reason is because I wasn't as strong as what I thought I was. I still have room to grow. And that's okay. Life is full of growth. If you're not growing, you're dying. So you want to continue to grow. You want to make those mistakes often and early. So then we can learn. So then that we can be that much better next year than what we are today. That's the point of it. So learn how to forgive yourself. Learn how to extend yourself grace, mercy, and love. That's the part of self-love that we don't often talk about, right? Like I said in the caption, is that sometimes self-love is spoken about, and you know we think that it is all bubble baths and we're going out and we're getting our nails done, our hair done, we're getting our hair cut, we are doing things, we're buying ourselves an outfit, we're going out to dinner, we're doing, like, those things are great, but those don't take the place of showing your self-love. Y'all get it? Self-love, showing your self-love. It's in the name. But that is important. That's one of the things that we can't leave out. And that is the crux of us being able to do the things that we're called to do. What we're called to do isn't easy, right? We need to have that self-trust. And that's the thing, is that self-love is rooted in self-trust. So if it's where you are not, and you've got to, I mean, even we thought about this from a child standpoint, if it was our children, but I also want you to think about this in a relationship, because you are truly in a relationship with yourself. But if it was where you had a spouse or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever, somebody that you're with, and they spoke to you the way that you sometimes speak to yourself, would you still be with them? Would that be okay? Would you trust them? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because if it's not making you feel good, the way that you're talking to yourself when you make mistakes, and even sometimes when you don't make mistakes, if it is where you're in a state where you're condemning yourself and you're saying these things that don't make you feel good, chances are you would not be with that person if they did the same things. So, how do you think that your inner self feels that you're being like that? I don't think that it would feel too good. So we've got to understand when we're doing those things, that's what's happening. Our inner self becomes less trustworthy of ourselves, less confident, and it's steadily breaking down. So you see that from that standpoint. So it's important that we love on ourselves, that we extend that grace, that mercy. That's there, right? So that's the important piece. That's it. That's an important piece. But right beside that is is coming from discipline. So all these things are like rooted in self-love. So we've got self-trust, we've got discipline. But in this other realm, right, this other category, it's where we got back on the train. We done loved on ourselves. We've done all the things. We're like, oh, it's okay that you made mistakes. I mean, that you made a mistake. It's all right. We got back on. Christina, we're gonna go. We're gonna go for it. It's all right. But then now you've made a decision to get back on, and beyond that you're making a decision to now, okay, let's refocus. So what did we now here comes the evaluation. What How did we fall off? Okay, so we fell off because my mind is scattered, right? Okay, I'm thinking about these things that before I didn't think about. So now I'm concerning myself with things that I don't need to be concerned about. Okay, so that's an issue. All right. So what's the next step? Okay, so now if I'm knowing that my mind is moving, and I'm just using myself as an example of how I evaluate things. But now that I know that my mind is going places that I don't want it to go, and I feel less in control of where it's going, I need to work on quieting my mind. I've got to work on that skill. Okay, so that's the second thing. So now that I've determined that I need to work on that thing, how am I going to do it? How is that going to work? Okay, so I'm going to take 10 minutes out of my day, and I'm going to sit still, and I'm going to work on it. And when I notice that my mind is moving somewhere, I'm going to be conscious of it. I'm going to pull it back. I'm going to say, okay, let's refocus. Okay, it's gone somewhere. Let's refocus. And I'm going to exercise that muscle. And that's what I'm going to do. So when you've made the decision to get back on, now you've evaluated why you've stepped off or you fell off, and you're saying, okay, to avoid doing that same thing again, how can I better this? How can I work on this? What is there to learn in this situation? Okay, now that I've pointed out what I can learn in this situation, how do I learn it? There's two different things. So even though sometimes we stop at what can I learn from this situation, it's just like, oh, I've identified. My mind goes elsewhere. So now I I can't have that happen. So my mind shouldn't be going other places. And then that's it. I've identified what I should learn. It doesn't work that way. So after you identify what you've learned, now you have to take steps to now learn that, so that we do not make the same mistake, because that is what's happening. If you're continuing to make the same mistake, even if you know why you're making that mistake, and you're like, well, I know that, like, why would I do that? Why do I keep ending up here? I keep doing the same exact thing, and I know what I'm doing. Like, that don't even make any sense. It's because you never learned it. Even if you've pointed it out and you are conscious of what it is that you're doing that you should not be doing, you're not learning how to not do it. So it's two things. So now that we've identified it, we identified the thing that we should be learning, and then we've identified how we can go about learning it. Third is the decision of saying, okay, now I know what I should not be doing. I know what I should be doing to not make that mistake again. Now I am making the decision to actually put that into practice. So you're making that decision. And then that is where the other part of self-love comes in. Because when we make the decision, we're promising to ourselves that I am going to do this. I'm going to put in the work and I'm going to get better. I promise you, Christina. And your inner self is like, okay, great. I trust you. So then when you break that promise, the same exact thing happens. And a lot of times we break a lot of promises to ourselves, right? We say we're going to wake up early. We say we're going to start doing our devotions and spending time with God. We say that we're going to work out however many times that you're saying you're going to work out. We say that we're going to spend more time with our kids, our husbands, our wife. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We make all these promises to ourselves, but then we sometimes break them. And what we don't realize, we're thinking that, man, it's just ourselves. Like, it's not really that big. It's me. So I can decide whether even though I decided that I'm going to do this, I can also decide I'm not going to do this. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. But it is that big of a deal. Because again, putting ourselves in the situation of where we're with a spouse, right? Think about if your spouse kept telling you, honey, yes, I'm going to spend more time with you. I'm going to spend more time with you. I promise you. I promise you. And then they go by 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, a month, a year, and things haven't changed. But he or she keeps telling you, I promise you I'm going to do this. I promise you I'm going to do this. And then it extends to other things. And they say that they're gonna clean up, they're gonna do whatever promises are being made to you, but yet they're continually breaking them, and they're not keeping their word. Will you continue to trust them? No. At some point you're gonna be like, okay, I believe it when I see it. Okay, I know, I've heard this before. Okay, all right, that's fine. Yep. Okay. And that's how you're going to carry it. So we would be doing the same thing to ourselves, right? If we continually make these promises to ourselves and continually break them, the same exact thing that we would feel from somebody else doing that to us is the same exact way that we are going to feel by us doing it to us. It's the same thing. It's no different because it's coming from you versus somebody else. And that is a way to also take away from your confidence. Because here it is of where you're saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. And you're not following through with it. So then your inner self is just like, okay, yeah. And when you get to that point of, okay, I believe it when I see it. Yeah. Okay. You said you were going to do that. Okay, great. You see, you got that goal that you want to hit. Okay. Well, we'll see if you get there. I don't know. You haven't shown yourself worthy before. So, and that's where your mind goes. That's where it goes. Just like, well, I said this before, but that didn't happen. What's the difference between now and then? I couldn't do it then. Ain't nothing different. Shoot. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe, and that's where we go down that downward spiral. So it is important to keep your word to yourself, and it's important to love on yourself. So we've got those two things that build self-trust and in turn build self-love. And that's how we're able to work our way up to where we need to be. And that is the part of the process that sometimes gets overlooked and we don't quite see the importance and the value of it. So I want you guys to start loving on yourselves, including myself, right? Because I tell y'all what's up. I tell y'all the things that I'm struggling with. I tell y'all what's been going on. And like I said, since I said that prayer, it's been going on. It's been. So, but it's good. It's a good thing. Painful, yes, but it's good because you see so much. You see the things that you still need work in. You see the things that you still need to grow from and in. And this is one of the things. It's just that we've got growing to do, y'all. No matter what space that you're in, you can be up here and you can be like, man, but I'm so much better than I was last year. That's great. You're here. You're better than you were last year. I guarantee you got more growth to do. You're not stopping there. I'm hoping that you're not stopping there. Because just like I said, if you're not growing, you're dying. So we want to continue to grow. We want to welcome that, even if it's painful, even if it reveals things that aren't pretty. Because what I've been revealed is it's not cute. It doesn't make me happy. Where I'm like, yes, Christina, woo, you got it going on, girl. No, it's not. It's not anything like that. But I welcome it. I welcome it and I ask for it. Ask and you shall receive. That's the truth. So I want y'all to really, really think on this. I know I gave a lot, but I want y'all to think about that and how important self-love and self-trust is in your journey of going for your goals and walking confidently in your calling, because that's what you're going to need it. You need that confidence. You need that trust. You need that love when you are going out and you're doing things that, one, you're not comfortable doing. Two, things that make you fearful and scared. Three, when you're going out on a path that you don't even know where you're going. You're going to need that from yourself. And that's not something that, and I hope you guys understand what I'm saying this, because sometimes we rely on God to do all that stuff for us. And that's not what he does, right? So he extends love. He loves on us. Just like I said, when that train goes and you fall off, he's right there. It stops the instant you fall off. Like, it's not delayed. He's like, what? Shouldn't have fell off. I'm here. I'm extending my hand. So he's extending that love. He's extending that grace. Here's his love and here's his grace. But you are like, no, get that out of here. I don't want it right now. I don't want it because I don't deserve it. I don't deserve to be loved right now because I made a mistake. Man, I shouldn't have done it. Lord, no, get that out of here. So, but we're waiting for him to do those things. And we're like, well, I'm going to be able to walk confidently in my calling because I trust God. I trust him, and I trust him with everything. And I know that he's there for me. And I know even though I'm walking in a place that I don't even know where I'm going, I trust that he's leading me. So that's great. But what happens when you fall off? He's not going to, what I said, he extends the hand. But what he does not do is reach over and just pick you up and put you back on there and say, okay, I'm going to teach you how to do these different things. That's not it, because you're capable of doing that. You're capable of hopping back on, grabbing his hand and hopping back on. What did he do when what did Jesus do when Peter dropped in the water, right? So he's walking on water. He takes his eyes off of him and then he falls. Did it say that he jumped back in the water and got him? No. So this is the thing, is that he's always there. He's always there for you. He's always extending the love. He's saying, I love you. I love you. And it's okay that you made those mistakes, but as long as you don't feel that you are worthy of it, and as long as you are rejecting it because you don't feel like you should be loved, you're going to stay there. You're going to stay there. And I'm telling you that you're going to need that peace to be able to go to where he's calling you to go. You're going to need that. You're going to need that love. And that peace comes from you. That peace comes from you accepting the love. You saying, you know what? Even though I made a mistake, Christina, you are worthy of love. You're worthy of it. It's okay that you made mistakes. I love you. I love you and God loves you. That's all you need. You got this. Let's get back on here. Girl, let's go. That's what you're going to need to be able to step back on and not sit there and waste time going around and round in that desert that you fell off in. He's like, come on, we got greater things ahead. You want to stay out here in the desert. You ain't got no water. And I got water. I got food on this train. And you just sitting here like, oh my goodness, I ain't got no water. Oh my God. But you know what? I don't deserve the water. I don't deserve the water because I made a mistake. I don't deserve the food. You know, I'm just going to starve. I think I'm going to starve because that's what I deserve to do. That's what you're doing. No. You're better than that. You're better than that. So I want you guys to see there are two pieces in this, and those two pieces come from you. Those two pieces come from you making a choice, making a decision, and going through with it, following through with it, understanding that you've got a say in this. It's not that we're just sitting back waiting on God to move and to be able to snatch us up and to be able to deliver us from different things that we can deliver ourselves from. This is why it said faith without works is dead. There is work that you've got to do. There's work on your behalf that only you can do. So you're going to do it or what? You got a choice. You always have a choice. So I want y'all to start leveling on yourself, right? Start leveling on yourself. But I want y'all to start. I want to I think I would call it. Okay, so I do want to say this, right? So we know the commandment, right? We know the thing that is in the Bible of where it says, "Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself," right? That is the golden rule. Do unto others as I would want to be done for myself, right? And so you're extending all this stuff to other people. I want you to extend it back to you. It's an important thing here that sometimes we leave out. Love your neighbor as you would love yourself. So we love on our neighbors and we forget ourselves as yourself. If you treated other people sometimes the way you treated yourself, you wouldn't have no friends. Sorry. But that's the truth. So we got to work on that. And it's okay. I want y'all to know it's okay. It's okay. Here we go. I'm gonna here we go, right? So if we could fix ourselves, then we wouldn't have needed the cross. Yes. Yes. And in this, I want you guys to see these two things, right? Fixing ourselves. If we could fix ourselves, we wouldn't have needed the cross. This is why we need both. This is why I said that on the train that we're on, you and God on there, y'all rocking together, and then all of a sudden you fall off. What does God do? He holds out his hand. Come on, I will help you. But it is your decision to reach up and take his hand. It takes two, you and God. It's not just one, it's two. So we always have a choice. We always have a decision. And this is why I said that you need you. Don't ever think that you do not need you. Do not ever think that you are not worthy. Do not ever think that you are not enough, because you are. You are enough for yourself. You are enough for your calling. You are enough for where you're being called. You are enough for your purpose. You are enough. This is why you're feeling the space on earth that you are. You are enough. You are worthy. But it takes two. And it takes that decision. That's what I'm gonna leave it like that. So we've got to understand, love ourselves. Love ourselves. So love your neighbor as you love yourself. Do unto your neighbor as you would want done unto you. Do those things. Do those things. And the next time that you fall off, be there for yourself with open arms. God gives us an excellent example. Jesus gave an excellent example of love. And he shows it. He shows it to you. If you would allow him to show it to you, he would show it to you. He's there. All you've got to say is, look, I'm ready to get back on the train. I'm ready to get back. I'm sorry. I'm ready. I'm ready. And that's it. Boom, you're done. You're back in alignment. That's it. It's easy to get back on, y'all. Sometimes we make it harder than it actually needs to be. So that's what I'm going to put. Extend ourselves grace, mercy, love, compassion. Yes. Self-honoring. Yes, honor yourself, y'all. Y'all are so important. Like really, you've got to understand that there is nobody else like you. Like on the face of the earth, anywhere else. There are billions of people, but yet there is no one like you. And then not only is there no one like you now, there will never be anyone like you. And you want to say you aren't important? You are important. What you bring to the table is important. Everything that you have in you is important, because if you do not release that into the earth, and you don't, and if you aren't able to walk confidently in your calling and do the things that you've been called to do and fulfill what you've been placed here for, if you're not able to do that, then we're missing out. Because the thing is if you leave with that inside of you, that means that out of those billions of people on the earth never got what it is that only you can offer. That is, you are important. If that doesn't tell you you're important, I don't know what will. There is nobody else like you. This is why I stress the importance of us getting these things in order so that we're able to really push out what has been placed inside of us. That is why it's so important to give yourself love and to build yourself up. This is why I make my videos, because I want you guys to understand that you are important, you are worthy, you are enough. There is nothing that you aren't. You deserve love. That's what I want you guys to know. I want you to know that you're special. I want you to know that you have something inside of you that nobody else has. And that's why we need it. That's why we need you. You deserve to be honored. So I honor you. And I want you to do the same thing for yourself. So what we do to ourselves, we do to God. How we treat ourselves is how we treat God. That's not it all. God lives where? Inside of us. And when you don't treat yourself well, what we have is a gift, right? And so when we're looking in the mirror, right? I'm just going to give that example. When we're looking in our mirror and we're like, man, ugh, I've aged. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Oh my goodness. I got these wrinkles and stuff. And you're comparing yourself to other people. Like, man, I wish I looked like her. I wish I looked like him. I wish I had what he had. Oh, I wish, why don't I have this? Why? When we're doing that, what is happening is that for the God inside of us and just God in general, we're like, what you gave me isn't good enough. The gift you gave me, I want to return it. I think you could have done better. If you gave somebody a gift and they're like, oh, but it's got that on it. Oh, I don't know. I don't really like it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's okay. Would you feel good? Would you be like, oh, yes, I can't wait to give you another gift? No. You'd be like, oh, all right, well, you ain't got to take it. You know that's how we would be. And next year at Christmas, honey, you ain't getting nothing. But that's how we do. And we think that us saying, well, why don't I have this? And complaining, and why don't I have this? That's going to bring more into our lives. Honey, it's not going to bring more. It's going to bring less. That's how it works. But yet, if you gave somebody a gift and they were like, oh my gosh, Man, I love this. Thank you for thinking about me. You didn't even have to do this, but you did it anyway. Like, give me a hug, man. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You would be like, you, you know what? I think I'm gonna do something a little extra next year. I'm gonna spice it up. It's the same thing in real life. It's the same thing when it comes to your life. When you are grateful for what it is that you are having, what it is that you're wearing, your body, when you're grateful for what you have, you get more good things. That's how you get those things, of being grateful for what you have. That's honoring God. That's how you do it. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. All right, y'all. So, yes, the attitude of gratitude. Yes, yes. You know that's important. You know that's important. And like I said, and that's how I'm going to end this. I don't want y'all to think that every second of every day I'm just like, oh Lord, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. Nothing ever goes wrong. Oh my gosh. Hello, day. Man, I can't wait. Like, this is not me. That is not how my life goes. And that's not how anybody's life goes, right? We have ups and we have downs, and we have these, and then we do this, a little bit of ups, and then we have really up. That's how life is. You up, down, all around. It's fine. But the goal, and I say this a lot, the goal of mine is that no matter if I'm up, no matter if I'm down, no matter if I'm around, I'm still stable. I'm still rooted. I don't get lost in that. Like, that's the goal of mine. So I don't want y'all to think that that because I'm talking about that, I have everything on lock, because I don't. Clearly, I'm saying that I I was just revealed, and I've been revealed things that I still have to work on. But that's why I'm here. It's okay. I've got things to work on. You've got things to work on. The person next to you has things to work on. Your mother has things to work on. Your father has things to work on. Your brothers, your sisters, your cousin. Everybody got stuff to work on. And that is okay. That's okay that we have things to work on. It's okay that we have room to grow. It's okay that we're still growing. It's okay that we're still going through our process. It's okay if we fall off. It's okay that we get back on. And if we get back on, we fall off again. It is okay. That is going to happen. You are going to make mistakes, and that is all right. I want y'all to know that. All right. So I'm going to end it here. We are 7:05. So we're ending. But have a great day. Have an awesome day. Y'all really put into practice what everything that we've been talking about. That's why I talk about this. That's why I'm here every Wednesday. Is that so now we can go back and we can reflect and we can see about what we need to do, what things we need to shed, what things we need to do to be able to change and to become that person that God is calling us to be and that He's created us to be. How can we work to get there? What things do we need to do? What goals do we need to set? What commitments do we need to make? What decisions do we need to make? Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, y'all. Let's 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 do this. All right? We are a work in progress. We are. And we accept that. Let's go. And happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Thank you, James. Happy Thanksgiving for you. I keep forgetting that it's tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Time is just like flying. Before we know it, y'all, it's gonna be Christmas. I feel like we just started the year. Oh my gosh. But happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys enjoy time with your family and really take tomorrow and today of just really taking account of all the things that you have, and just feel the gratitude for it. Just like, yo, this is awesome. Just feel it. When you're surrounded by family, even if you're not, if you're still doing the Zoom thing, or if you're deciding to be by yourself, if you are by yourself, whatever situation you are in, feel the gratitude for it. Spend tomorrow of just soaking that up, and just allow yourself to feel it. Feel it and feel the love. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you next Wednesday. Y'all know we do this every single Wednesday, same time, same place. I'll see you then. Have an awesome and amazing day, y'all. Bye.